I think what's really important to say is that in times of war, things of injustice and discrimination, which used to be there anyway during the times of peace, get just extremely intensified, which means if it was really hard for people with disability in Ukraine during the times of peace, it's way more harder, even if it's deadly. It's very, very horrible to have a disability in times of war. Besides of people with disability, some of you might also know, being a person of color in a predominantly white country, it's also been a very, very difficult and hurtful experience during the time when people were fleeing Ukraine. So being a minority, a part of a minority, is difficult. Trans women, meaning women whose sex is male, but who identify as women, are not being able, or some are being able, but not legally, to leave Ukraine, to escape Ukraine, because they were not accepted as women. Even so, it was said women and children can escape, men have stay. Trans women were not accepted as women and could not live in such a way as cisgender women like myself were able to leave Ukraine. And so people who already experienced discrimination during peaceful times have experienced just intensified amount of stress and hurt and disrespect during the times of war. Miraculous transformations from coercion to mutual consent, from fear to courage, from ignorance to awareness, from bullying to respect, from bias to curiosity, from greed to generosity, from hostility to hospitality. Instead of telling me how I should be as a woman, my unique expressions would be welcomed. Instead of telling me that my CPTSD is a sign of lack of gratitude, that I should move on, that I should stop being lazy, that other people have it worse than me. Instead, I would be told that I'm welcomed exactly as I am and that my feelings matter.
I am not a wheelchair lady. My name is Rita, Miss Wheelchair Nigeria, a lady who uses mobility aid as wheelchair. I have come to say that when a person with disability is on the wheelchair, that is the only thing that every other human in my society gets to see. People usually see my disability and not me. You can see the staircase, you can see people carrying me. That is obstruction to human way of living. What they don't see is a radiant woman, a visionary, multi-talented woman, a whole and worthy human being. Let there be a miracle. Call me Rita Ofili, call me queen, call me a leader, healer, woman, a lady, sister, partner, friends, colleagues, spouse, mother, daughter, human. Say these words with respect. Discrimination. This is a huge stuff hitting us in Nigeria. There is this indirect and direct discrimination of people with disability. That's why would be able people fall in love. Why would an able person fall in love or marry a person with physical disability? These are my experiences. Who will love you? Who will marry you? Who will be with you? And some preferred employing an able-bodied person than employing a disabled person. I went to a job looking for a job and the secretary said, sorry, this job is not for you. It's for able person. People like you are not needed here. And some parents discriminate. They don't want children to associate with disabled children. When I was young, a little girl go to the playing ground and other kids come around me, their parents come. I don't want my child to be infected with disability, not knowing that disability is not infectious. This is ignorant. This is discrimination. Stigmatization. When one is being described by what you are living with, a disability, labeling, name calling, like the wheelchair girl and cripple. Some persons forgot my name, but they feel more comfortable describing me with the cause of my disability. Most of the indigenous name of disability, like my language, in Igbo language, they call it Nguro, Hausa, Guru, Yoruba, Aro, and the English word cripple. All these words are so demeaning, and they are very, very disgraceful that they will lower your spirit, that you don't know who you are because of labeling.